Hey guys, it's Dreams, and today I'm going to be showing you how to shade and some of the different kinds of shading. And today we're just going to talk all about shading. So yeah, let's get right into it. Okay, so I have this sheet I made with 6 circles, and you can see the bottom 2 are different kinds of shading. And basically I'm just going to be using this as my base for talking about shading. So I've got my trusty pencil, and yeah, so the first thing you will need to definitely know about shading is that, I mean, you probably already know this, but first you need to figure out where the light source is coming from. So on my first one over here, I'm just going to draw a little sun, and that's going to demonstrate where my light source is coming from. So I've got little sun, so you can see the light source is coming from here. So now what I'm going to do, since the sun is over here, down here I'm going to make like a little shadow. So I'm just going to draw like a little kind of oval, half oval. And that's going to be my shadow. You'll see it'll look better once it's done. But now, where the light is coming from, it'll be very, very light. So basically up here, I'm just gonna draw a curve to show that there's like, it's so light here, it's just like white. And I'm just gonna erase this to make it look lighter. So in a lot of my drawings, I'll use shading, and it's kind of hard to do with markers, but it's still possible, and I use a lot, and so shading is a very helpful thing that you should know for drawing. So next, after you've gotten the line, I'm gonna shade in like a little section here that's just a tiny bit darker than white. You can see that the sun is shining at the top, and then next to it, it's a little bit darker. And so next, basically, you're just gonna keep going down and down and down. This is just, by the way, this is just a basic shape. It's a circle, but like you can use this for anything. Like honestly, you put highlights where the sun is shining, and you put shadows where like the opposite of the sun is, and it's very, very simple and easy, but looks so good. It makes your pictures look so much better. So next, I'm just gonna go a little bit darker, and I'm not going for like kind of like a more streaky. I'm trying to like make it more blend. So I'm just going a little bit darker, ever so slightly. You can see, like that. The sun is shining at the top. It's going darker and darker. So next, again, I'm just gonna go a little bit darker. I've got a dull pencil right now, so it's kind of hard, but you can see I'm going ever so slightly darker again. And I'm just probably gonna do the same shade all the way down to the bottom because of my dull pencil. So but I'm gonna try and go a little bit darker down here because this is the very bottom of our object, and that's the part where the sun is shining the least, and there's probably like no sun here at all. And I'm just gonna ever so slightly blend it. So yeah, you can see it's going from very light to very dark, and now I'm gonna shade in this shadow, and you'll see how I do that. It's kind of like the opposite. So basically, at the top here, we're gonna be going the darkest, and then lighter and lighter and lighter to the top. So I'll show you. So basically, at the bottom here, I'm gonna go as dark as I can, just in here. And then again, I'm gonna go a little bit lighter. Still fairly dark, but just a little bit lighter. And then again, just going lighter and lighter and lighter until you've got basically nothing. I'm just gonna again like blend it, makes parts darker and darker. And yeah, I'm just gonna erase this top part a little bit. So now, as you can see, our first circle is shaded. So I'm just gonna make that a little more obvious where the circle ends. Yeah. So that is basically, I mean, that is basically how to shade, but I'm gonna go down here into different kinds of shading. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with these. I don't even know why I put them in here. I mean, I guess I could do one more example here. And so the first time our light source was up here. Now I'm gonna do it like maybe here. So I guess I'll put my sun up here. And of course, when you're shading, you don't need to put a sun, just for the sake of knowing where the light source is coming from. And I'll probably fast forward this part a little bit because you already basically know how I shade, but I'm just gonna do it one more time here. And yeah, I mean, it's basically the same spot, just doing it again. So I mean, I could put the sun here, or I might put it over here, because this is like the same spot. So I just realized that now that's exactly the same spot as I did last time. And so I'm gonna put the sun over here. And you're probably thinking like, why did you do that? That kind of was weird. But anyways, I'm gonna do the sun from the opposite direction, and yeah, I guess I'll see you when it's all done and shaded. Okay, so I did this one, and I mean, they look pretty similar, but as you can see, the light is coming from two different directions, and it's basically the same thing except like in reverse, like, yeah. And I don't really know why I put these two here, just probably to make it look better. But now I'm gonna move on to these two, which are stippling and the lines. So I'll show you what those are. So basically, stippling is when you put a whole bunch of dots on something. I'll show you on the back. So basically, it's like if you were to like make a picture just out of dots, and you put like really dark and close together here, and then you got lighter and farther if you wanted to like put like a background or something. And so as you can see here, I just kind of did that. So darker is there and lighter is on the background. So it's just like I just drew a line of stippling. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to do that with the circle, but it's going to be shaded. So you'll see what I mean. So I'm going to do the light source coming from right above. So I'm going to draw a sun there. And so basically I've got my pencil ready. I'm just going to, instead of doing my lines, I'm just like going to put very, very light dots here to show where my dark shading is beginning. And basically, you can see that And I'm just going to go darker and darker. And as you can see, just like when we were doing the normal shading, we're just getting darker and darker. I'm moving quickly here, but yeah, this one of all of them probably takes like the longest if you want to get a little bit neater and looking better than mine. It takes probably longer than any of the others, just because like you've got to put so many different dots and you've got to work on like how dark they are and getting lighter and lighter. And I mean, the final result is very cool. I have to admit, this is one of my favorites like to look at. And I guess I'll put a little shadow here. And again, I'm just gonna go darker down here and getting lighter and lighter as we go. So it's the same concept, I'm just doing it like different ways. And once I'm done, this is what it looks like. You can see it's different than those two. It's dots. So one of the reasons I like dots is like because like it just looks better, makes it look I think makes it look a little like more realistic. And again, it does take longer, as I said, to get it. So next I do lines. So I keep calling the normal ones lines, and they're not lines, it's just doodling. And so lines are actually using different lines, so I'll show you what I mean. So I'm gonna do a very light line here. And then next I'm gonna do a dark line, darker, and just gonna go darker and darker. So I mean, this one probably takes like the shortest, just because you're basically drawing lines. So once you've drawn your baselines, I already did, but you're just gonna fill in those spaces with like smaller lines. And basically, I mean, you don't need to fill in all the white spots. We did do that with others, but like just fill in as many as you can with lines. And I'm gonna go lighter up here. So as you can see, it looks more similar to these ones than that. But also I forgot to put the sun up here. And but it's got a little bit of a different look to it. I'm just gonna do the shadow underneath. And I like this look too, not as much as the stippling, but it's definitely got a look about it that I like. And so the last one I'm gonna do, which I just put in here during the video, was smudge. And this one's fun. I like doing it, but just be prepared to get your hands messy.